My name is Lon Safko, co-author of the Social Media Bible published by John Wiley & Sons, the most comprehensive book ever written on the subject of social media. And today we are here with John Pollard, one of the founders and CEO of Jott. Wow. And we're going to be speaking about Jott, digital conversion, social media. And so John, gosh, it's great to have you here today.
Happy to talk with you, Lon.
This is great. You've been a big supporter of this book through this very long, arduous process, and I truly appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it all come together.
Well, thank you. John, can you tell our listeners a little bit about your background? It's kind of impressive. Can you tell them who you are and what you do?
Sure. I've been in technology maybe for 20 years, something like that, starting in the late 80s where I was working with pretty big companies, helping them figure out system integration problems. And I moved from that into Microsoft in the early 90s and working on some consumer products there. And, at the time, when I got there, only 5% of PCs had CD-ROM drives. There was no web. There was no nothing like what you see today. And we were trying to build sort of a content business, and that was just fascinating. We made a lot of really, really great products at the time. And I had a nice career at Microsoft doing Sidewalk and Office and a few other things, and ultimately landed in the travel business in a product called Expedia, which is one of the biggest online travel sellers in the world now. And my job there specifically was taking Expedia overseas. And at the time, this is the late 90s, the U.S. was quite a bit ahead of overseas markets in terms of web development, in terms of e-commerce development. And so, I built a team of people to do that. And I just, that remains one of the highlights of my career, just working on great technology with wonderful people all over the world. And, to make a long story short, I left Microsoft in 2005, actually early 2006, and started this company, Jott. And in many ways, it's sort of the culmination of a lot of things that I had seen in my career. I wanted to do something that had global impact, that worked on mobile devices, cell phones, that was simple, had very high utility, had great brand, and really did things for people. I didn't want to build something that was trivial. I wanted to build something that had high value for people. And so I founded the company with a gentleman named Sri Madhavapeti, who I met at Microsoft, and who's a brilliant technical mind as well as a brilliant businessman. And we've been going at this since about April 2006, so almost 2.5 years now, and it's been a great ride.
It's exciting. So you left a nice, secure job at Fortune 500 Microsoft to go off and be an entrepreneur again.
That's right. That's right. My father-in-law was asking me, if I'm crazy or not. But
Well, that's what the French word for entrepreneur is. Mentally insane. Oh, geez. Well, I think the fact that you're going after mobile technology and you're supporting it and providing a service for mobile, I think is awesome. Some of the previous interviews that we've done, like Kakal Shrivastava from Flickr quoted that right now there's actually 3 cell phones per human being on the planet. That's astonishing.
Yeah, where are we going to put all those batteries?
Yeah, that's also astonishing, too. And when I spoke with Amanda Vegas, she was saying that in a lot of the third world countries, especially Africa, where they really can't afford computers or internet access, everyone gets their email and web access through cellular technology.
That's exactly right. It's it's an alternative way of accessing the internet. It's in some ways the cellular infrastructure is completely bypassed landline infrastructure. The backhaul that was done in the developed world over the many years just as really hasn't had to be done in the developing world in some places. It's really been remarkable, and it's a great thing in general.
And I think you're on the wave. It seems that that's what you've done with your entire career, stay on that crest, because I really think that this is going to be the next big boom, not only in social media, but also just the internet as a whole, that the whole mobile side of it.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that there are going to be different ways of accessing the internet, and that in some populations it's going to be primarily mobile driven, and some economies, some geographies, it's going to be a healthy mix of a desktop and a mobile phone. But I'm a big believer in mobile, and I think sometimes things are overhyped and people overestimate what's going to happen to one degree or another. But we think it's here to stay. I know one of the central things behind Jott is that people look at their mobile phone, whether it's an iPhone or just your humble average phone. Mm-hmm. They really look at it as a trusted appliance, this thing that they have with them all the time.
All the time.
And we're taking advantage of that.
Well, and let's get to that. First of all, I love Jott. I talk about